Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away. ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Hey Indian fans, did you know you're eligible to join the United First Federal Credit Union? We are your hometown financial institution offering services such as online banking, mobile deposit, free checking, and much more. And if you're in the market to purchase a vehicle, our auto loan rates start as low as 2.99 for those who qualify. We are conveniently located at 3773 2nd Street South in Folkestone. Federally insured by NCUA and equal housing lender.
Good evening and welcome to the Coach Murray Show. I'm Adam Bell for Charlton Sportsnet along with head coach Russ Murray of the Charlton County Indians. Coach, it's senior week, last game of the season this year. Got Lanier County coming to town. Well, we had a big game the other night with Clinch County over in Homerville, Swamp War, the annual Swamp War. Got some highlights of that. I wanted to hit on that real quick. And we also have our final two senior spotlights tonight.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Here's some highlights I wanted to go over with you. I know you and I kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand. Here's our defense. I believe this is a fumble recovery they actually allowed us to keep.
Yeah.
On this one, I know we had our share of interesting calls.
Well, yeah. I mean, it happens sometimes when you're on the road. You know, it's a fast game sometimes, and I was talking to one of the officials on the sideline. You know, he said, I don't know. He said, it's not getting slower. I don't think the game's getting faster, but me, I'm getting slower. Sometimes, it's quick. You know, it's quick. They got to make quick decisions. And, Of course, we're always going to see it one way. And, that's just how it goes. It goes that way sometimes.
What was interesting is the three calls I thought were a little close were all on our sideline.
Yeah, they were right on our they were right on our sideline. I'm sure you got that one in the very first series we had. We got a first down. The one with Zarian, they called a blindside block. But when you watch the film, you're going to see it's not. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I thought, here it is. Here's the one you're talking about right here, Coach. I thought, and I had people on our page that night, our live chat, saying it because I kept reviewing it.
Yeah.
They all thought it was a clean hit, too.
Well, yeah. And, anyway, you'll see right here. And he does a good job recognizing that he need to come back and help. And it's clearly not a blindside block.
See that block coming in.
But the official first told me that, it was helmet to helmet, which is not a high school rule. But anyway, it is what it is. I mean, the calls were the calls. That wasn't the difference in the game. They're a great team, two-time defending state champion, and their senior, we were there for their senior night, and you saw how many kids they had roll on the field. I mean, I don't know. I know there's at least 14 of them. And, that's, that kid's finally learning how to play some ball. This is his first year playing. And I sure wish we had him another year. Yeah, I sure wish we had him back. He had a heck of a game, really. He had a pick down there and stuff like that. And, he played well.
Here's the one that right here, a lateral. I personally thought it was a lateral from my angle. It looks like their quarterback is at about.
Yeah, well, I really couldn't tell. I think I'm standing right there at the down marker there, and I really couldn't tell which way it was. But we're going to fight and try to see if it is a lateral and stuff. And you kind of look, and it's close. It's close, but the ball, it did kind of look like. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it's a little bit ahead of him, but. It is what it is. We had one happen the same way to us that they could have probably called a lateral, but they didn't.
So just all balanced out.
Yeah. But I thought the kids played. They didn't play it. Well, that's right. I don't think they played it strength. The best they played as far as, but they didn't quit. They fought. I mean, it's been said. I saw yesterday, JC. They talked about it was the largest margin of victory in the series. I think it was 48-0. We gave them 7 there at the end on a pick six, but it was a slow. They had to work for those points. Yeah. I feel like it was a little bit closer to them. I mean, it was 20. They had 28 at going into the third quarter. And we didn't stop. We just had some calls, so we kind of probably tried too hard, and that's why we had them turnovers. And we'll. And we played pretty much against their starters until late the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
they stayed their starters in there, and we did too, but we also played some more kids. We put another freshman out. I counted one time. We had 6 freshmen out there at one time.
Did we?
On offense, and 2 linemen, and then the rest of them spread. Our quarterback's a freshman, and we had Jalen back there at running back. We had 2 or 3 receivers, but we had 6 out there at one time. So I got yelled. We were getting yelled at the Telfair game. They were driving on defense, and somebody was up in the stands. And I normally don't hear it, but it just stood out. Put the B team in, put the JV in, and I want to turn around and say that is a JV team. They're not now. They've been here the whole season, but we had freshmen out there. But anyway, to get back to what I was talking about before I got to start chasing this rabbit, they played hard. And the clinch was better than us. We could talk about these penalties all we wanted to, but that wasn't the difference in the game, and we'll get there. We're getting better. Here Coach Jones in the weight room right now slinging them weights around, getting them ready to come in fourth block, and we've already started, like I told you last week, we've already started our off-season weight program, and we're trying to get some stuff lined up. We always give them snacks at the end of the day for this program with the lunchroom, and we're changing it around. We're going to start pumping them with chocolate milk. If you want to donate some chocolate milk, get it here. Trying to get, because we're small, trying to get some weight on the kids and stuff. And, they're working hard.
They're already working hard. And after Friday night, that's when it literally starts Monday morning.
Yeah, unfortunately, the season didn't turn out the way we wanted or the whole Indian Nation wanted. But, it happens. We've been real fortunate in since 1990, I think, and we've had only 2 losing seasons since 1988, and we've been real fortunate. A lot of programs throughout the state would take what we've done, and I will too. Because I've been a part of it for 25. This is my 25th year, and we just kind of got things called up to us. Graduation hit us extremely hard last year, and it wasn't that these kids didn't try. We were just outmanned. Even our older kids that came back didn't play last year.
Right.
So we started off the season with 9 guys on defense that had never started before. And 7 on offense that had never started before, whether they be a freshman or whether they be a senior, they didn't play. And we had, and I'm sure we made some coaching mistakes too along the way, maybe some personnel stuff. That's going to happen, but and also our play, it happened as well, on the field, and that's primarily the inexperience, and we should things should be better next year. We sure going to certainly work for it. And like I said, we've been working for it since the last 2 weeks. And we knew, okay, we're not going to make the playoffs. So let's just get to work. So we're going to have a good month in before Christmas, a month that everybody else is kind of missing out on. I know they're still playing ball, but we're in the weight room hitting it hard, So maybe that'll help show up next year.
We're gonna get out. I know the fans are behind the team. I think everybody in the community understands it's a young squad this year. New staff. We're not really new staff, but everybody's taking over.
Right. Well, and that's one thing I'm proud of. I've had a lot of people come up to me and say things that are real positive, and I'm sure there's some negative stuff out there, but we've got a lot of supporters here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fans too. The fans, you have to, whatever, they're fans, but supporters truly love these kids and truly love and understand what's going on with the kids, and they never gave up on them. And I'm excited for them because maybe the next year, we can turn around and look back and go, gosh, look where we came from. We'll appreciate it a little bit more. I mean, things have been they've been great here for, 3 decades almost. And I'm not saying we're spoiled, but I mean, you go around and there would be a problem. There'd be probably a lot of schools, that follow. I mean, a lot of fans that follow some of these schools throughout the state would take our spot in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember moping around here years when we finished, 8-2 or good playoffs. We'd go, 10-2 and just be just upset, just awful. But we had our good runs, and this year we just got to bootstrap it up and let's go. And that's what I plan on doing anyway. And
we're building on our next 20-year run, right?
Well, yeah. My whole goal is to get us back in contention with things. You kind of I've heard Coach Larry Campbell, the great coach from Lincoln, and Coach Mack, talk before, and different coaches. I've been around them, and the thing is trying to get in a tournament, as we like to say, get in the playoffs. Anything can happen because luck's got to follow you, when you get there. And go back and I think about '99 and 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, luck followed us, but you just had to get there, and that's what my goal is for the guys. Let's get to the point to where we're in conversation again for stuff and for championships and whatnot. And that's what we got to work for. We're not there yet. We won't be there next year, but it's going to happen. I'd like to fast forward it a couple years and see what we're like, but shoot, that would be any fun.
Through the process.
We'd miss out on that fun. All that work that's got to take place. Work has to come. Work comes. It comes before success. The only place it said, the old thing, dictionary. That's
dictionary
right.
Deal.
You got to work, and you got to work extra hard. You got to do things that you've never done before. You can't be comfortable, and that's the whole thing about kind of like our kids' society now. They want to be comfortable. That's like the kids I teach in class. I still teach 2 government classes. They always want to be comfortable. First thing they do when they come in is complain about the air conditioner, whether it's too hot or too cold.
Yeah.
Too much light in here. It's too dark in here. I mean, they want to be comfortable. And it's the same thing with a team. They kind of, the teams that are just, okay, well, what's going on, they're not very good. You got to get out of your comfort zone and work. And that's what some of these kids are learning how to do.
Yeah.
And it is something that they've got to learn, and it's something, I've always worked real hard with my offensive linemen because, I was stuck with, sometimes not the best athletes on the team. Good boys, great boys, but man, we had to work because we had to figure out how to block, and we worked, we got uncomfortable and did things, and that's what this team's got to do overall. Be uncomfortable.
That's when you start to see the results when they get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and we challenge them in the weight room, and what we've had in the past couple 3 years here, the kids aren't wanting to compete about stuff. I mean, that's evident in the track program. We didn't have a lot of people out on our track team. There's no reason with the tradition we have with track that we have had 5 or 6 guys. That's it running. That thing should be full, because they don't like to compete. Now we challenge them so much in the weight room about, hey, let's see what you can get versus somebody, whatever, starting to pick up a little bit. So they're getting out of that comfort zone, and that's what needs to take place. And I'm excited about that. So like I said, to get back to what I was talking about, I would like to fast forward it 2 years and see where we are.
Right.
But I'm going to miss out on all the fun if we do that, you know.
The fun is going to be other than those 2 or 3 years when we look back and see the results.
That'll be
of all this
fun,
work.
but, you know, all this work's going to be fun too, you know. I'm saying that. And it will be. You know, I enjoy kids working hard, going from point A to point B. You know, kind of sound like one of those old coaches when I started coaching. Always Friday night was the best time. But I have some good times Monday through Thursday with these kids, and actually some great times, you know, and I look forward to those days too.
That's what you talked about last week with the, you know, they work so hard, basically year round, to play 10 Friday nights.
That came
takes
from
dedication.
Yeah, that came from a book that Herm Edwards maybe be the coach. Could be wrong about that, but yeah, I mean, you gotta. Football is a sport where you practice so much to play games so little.
Right.
You know, and you play. You're lucky if you play 12 ball games a year. You know, the good ones get to play 15, but you practice all year long to play 10 ball games. That's all you're guaranteed. And it's tough. You practice 4 practices to play 1 game.
Right.
Basketball, baseball, you got 3 games, sometimes 4 games a week in baseball. You know, in basketball, you play on a Monday or a Tuesday. You know, you maybe play a Thursday and a Saturday game. You play 3 games a week, or sometime through there, you know, you play 3 games a week. Baseball's the same, and not knocking the sport, but you get to play. You get to play. But football, I mean, you got to motivate the kids to practice 4 days. And then, okay, we're going to play Friday night. That's it.
Yep.
You know,
Friday night, that's it.
That's payday, and you know, and it's tough, and also tough when you lose. You got to wait till the next Friday to take it off. Sometimes in baseball and basketball, you know, I know we play on Friday night. You may lose a tough one. You can get out there and play the next night. You win it. You forgot about Friday.
Shrug it off. Forget about Friday.
Yeah, and that's, you know, I'll say this again. Probably I'm so happy with the kids we got that have stuck it out. You know, we're sitting at 1-8. It'd be easy. And of course, we've had some kids leave. You know, but these kids that are out here that have stuck it out and worked every day. You know, that's not easy to do. It's easy to stay around when you're, you know, 10-0 or whatever, 8-2. You know, it's easy to stay there. But you know, and they've worked, and I'm extremely proud of the guys what they've done this year.
All right, Coach. We've got a senior night Friday night. We have our final 2 senior spotlights tonight. The Jacquaz Jackson and Grayson Carter.
Well, I'll talk about Jacquaz a little bit first. You know, he plays defensive line, and his daddy played for us, and back in, he might have even been on the '99 team. They all run together, but I know he played ball for us. I know he wore 14. I do know that, and he's got actually a son that's going to be with us next year, and he'll be a freshman next year. But anyway, about Jacquaz, he works hard. You know, this is his first year starting and really playing a lot. I thought at one point he was going to be a guard for us, and he was bound and determined he wasn't going to play any offense. So he sat around and waited. You know, he waited because we had, you know, those guys that graduated last year. And he finally got a chance to get on the field a lot this year, and he's had some good things happen, and and he'll be leaving us. But anyway, that's him, I guess. You know.
And we have Grayson Carter.
Oh, great!
I was looking at Grayson's stats. I knew he was a big young man, but I didn't realize he was 294.
Yeah. Well, we actually last time we weighed him, he was 296, and he got upset. But the thing about Gray, you know, he worked. I was so proud of the way he worked this summer, and it looked like he was cutting weight, but he was actually putting muscle on, and he got below 290. And because when he was a freshman, he was about 290, 293, really? But he wasn't as tall. It wasn't a good 290. And, you know, he worked real hard to try to change his body a little bit, and he got a little taller, and he dropped down to about 270-something, high 270s, and he started putting on weight last year. And then when he weighed we weighed in the summer, he weighed 290. He freaked out. I said, no, son, that's good weight, right? That's a good 290. But he worked hard, and, you know, me and him go way back. I might even be responsible for him. His mom and dad, I introduced them there when we were in college. His dad was my roommate. And, you know, the rest is history. You know, they had Callan, who was a great softball player for us, and Grayson's been a great football player, and he's such a great young man. He's probably got a chance to be the valedictorian in his class. He's Mr. CCHS. He's well liked, well respected. I had him and three other my guys. They went and helped a lady out last night. I always call them if people need some help. I always get them 4 guys to go, and she sent me a long text about how well mannered they are, so on and so. And they're all underclassmen, and he's the senior, so he leads them, and he's shown some good things through example about his character, and I hope those guys follow in his footsteps with that. And I'm excited on what kind of path he chooses to go on next year. And like I said, kind of like, I guess, one of my kids, like my nephew or something, because, and
Ricky go way back.
Oh, yeah, well, like I said, in college we all went to Valdosta State together and introduced them, and they got married the same day I graduated from college, and he's, Grayson's done a great job for our program, and I'm excited for him, and also a little, hurt by it because he's going to be gone, but it happens. They grow up, you got yours out of all of them gone, and I got my son. He's in college. You can't hold. Yeah, you wish you could, but it happens. That's why they need to grow up and enjoy life too. But we're gonna miss all the seniors that stuck around this year. Gonna miss them because it would have been tough. They could have left like some of the other ones did. But and you always want your senior year to be a great year. And I know they're disappointed, and I still think it's a great year. I keep telling there's a story somewhere. And maybe it's the thing I figured out, about Grayson last night. That the lady texted me, and I said, maybe that's what he's left behind. He's left behind several influences that he's,
legacy with these young
and
guys.
maybe these, and maybe they'll, as they're because they're got to step up and be leaders next year. Maybe they'll do what he did, and just multiply. So maybe that's the story, But I'm excited for them. They. In a way, it's a bad thing, but in a way, it's a good thing. They know that the last ball game they play will be on Champ Bailey Field, at the Swamp, and they know that the day when they walk off the practice field, that's the last time they're on the practice field because we'll be on the game field doing the run through tomorrow. So there's no doubt about it. They're not wondering.
Right. So
I've told them all week, seize it, get the best you can out of it, and we've had a good week. We've had a good week, and I think if we can tackle that quarterback and do a few more things against Lanier, I think we got a good shot. Yeah. But we're just going to do the best we can.
Well, when Lanier's wrapped around their quarterback, we get into Lanier. We didn't have to want to. That whole system over there revolves around Brockington. Brockington, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's a real good quarterback.
Mobile quarterback too.
Yeah, he can run. He can run like a deer, and he's hard to tackle, and he does a great job for him. We're going to have to ball him up for sure. He's going to play a big role in everything. If we cover him on the pass, we bet our line of scrimmage better be able to get to him because he'll tuck it up and go. Mm-hmm. And they scored 14 against Clinch real fast, and they were kind of like us 2 years ago. They were young and gotten better, and so we'll see how it goes.
So we need everybody there Friday night, senior ceremonies pregame.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to start about 6:45.
About 6:45, and they'll be honoring football, cheer. Will the maiden softball be on that?
They will have. It'll be football, the band. And cheerleading. Only one cheerleader, but cheerleader and softball.
All right. So y'all get there about 6:45 Friday night. Coach, anything else? Got anything quarterback club? I know you had a meeting the other night. Anything going on you want to share on that?
Not anything major. Just inside stuff. Really, not anything. Not any outgoing stuff right now.
Oh, real quick before because I know this will be our. Well, I guess we'll do one more show to wrap up the year. But the new alignments came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Well, they're not official yet. There is some stuff that you'd heard about that was going to happen according to those numbers. Like Dublin moving down, Metter moving down, Armucci moving down. But none of it's final yet. We don't know anything about the regions. Kind of handcuffed about making the schedule out for next year because we got to know how many people we have in the region, and that's not going to be determined for a little while. So we don't know much about that. I mean, and also in our region now, Turner and Wilcox and Telfair, they may opt to go somewhere else because of the travel that they have to do.
Travel a little bit.
Yeah, but nobody knows anything. If you hear anything, it's just somebody saying something right now. The GHSA hadn't, and it may be what you hear may be correct, but they haven't put their word on anything. They just kicked the numbers out yesterday, and those really aren't official because there's something to do about non-football playing schools and things like that. I mean, Class A is huge. I mean, my gosh, I looked at it, it's like 90 schools, and I don't know why we're stuck with that many schools, but we are, so it doesn't,
I was a little surprised they didn't bring the cutoff number down a little bit because they're pulling some really good schools out of 2A, kind of watering down 2A a little bit, looks like. Not Region 2A, Class 2A.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't even look at them as much as everybody else because I knew what the word numbers weren't going to be official numbers, so on and so forth, so.
You worried about Friday night?
Yeah, we'll worry about that stuff. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, we got our own stuff to worry about. I feel like it's maybe a couple of years before we get in the mix with worrying about playing somebody in the semifinals, but who knows, who knows? We're going to work. That's all I can tell you. We're going to work every day, try to win every day that we got, and who knows? I hope some of you see our guys now, and then you see them 6 months. Go, you the same kid? That's what I want. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to happen.
All right, Coach. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Enjoyed this first season doing the show with you. I hope we do many more together.
I hope so too.
All right. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you Friday night, senior night. Be there at 6:45 for the opening ceremonies.
Right.
Thank you for watching the Coach Murray Show.
There's a reason why we're South Georgia's automotive superstore.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevy,
Nissan on the east side,
Walker Jones Used Car Mega Center.
GMC.
Coming soon, the all-new Walker Jones Honda.
Toyota.
We've got it all, so why shop anywhere else?
Charlton Electric now serving Charlton and surrounding counties. With over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services, our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades, mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixture installations, and much more. Call us today for an estimate at 912-276-7661.
Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. Foreign car parts, big truck operators, they have you covered as well with belts, seals, hoses, rental supplies, and so much more. They even have mower parts. Please stop by today and see the whole crew. Dave, Stephen, Miss Joe, Miss Pam, Little Sammy, and Big Sammy at Folkestone Auto Supply.
Whistle and Dixie Custom Framing and Unique Gifts and Cafe is located at 3742 Main Street in downtown Folkestone, Georgia. Lunches are served on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come join the fun food and fellowship whether you're a local, tourist, or a Royal fan. We also serve Bluebell ice cream, coffees, and lattes. While dining, feel free to browse around as we also have custom framing, train art, custom t-shirts, and unique gifts. Looking for a real lodging? You can also stay at the Chessie Caboose or the Peaks Cabin. Come see us.
Thrift Farm and Feed, located at 43 Depot Street in Folkestone, is owned and operated by Tim Birchall. Tim invites you to come by and check out his selection of Georgia boots, cactus ropes, and Rocky boots. They also have a full selection of livestock feeds, Showtime dog foods, and hardware. The Birchall family is proud of number 4, Scott Birchall, and wish the Indians good luck this season.
El Cheapo Folkestone, located on US 1 South across from Dairy Queen. They have the lowest gas prices in town along with discount beverages and a huge selection of lottery tickets. They're a proud sponsor of the Charlton Sports Network, and they wish the Maidens and Indians the best of luck in the playoffs. Stop in, fill up, and tell them CSN sent you.